Good evening. Calling to order the City of Cape Canaveral's Community Appearance Board meeting of November 1st, 2023. Renee, please call the roll.
Elena Whitehead,
Here.
Angela Trulock,
Here.
Pamela Paisley,
Here.
Jalinda Coudrier, Bob Nienstadt,
Here.
Randy Wasserman.
Here. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. So we do have a quorum sufficient to proceed with business this evening. Before we get going any further, is there anyone in the audience who plans to provide testimony on behalf of an application?
I do.
Can you please stand if you can and raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. I also want to acknowledge our sheriff's deputy for being here this evening. Thank you, officer. I appreciate your presence here. And so before we go on further, boy, it's already November. Hard to believe. I think last time we met, I've got September 5th, 2023. And in fact, that's the first order of business for this evening. Have the board members present had a chance to go ahead and read the minutes from September 5th?
Yes. I make a motion we approve the minutes from September 5th.
Okay, there's been a motion to approve the minutes from September 5th. It's been seconded. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The meeting minutes from the last meeting are approved. All right, so that takes us to moving right along. Agenda item number 2, which is just a level 1 application for 4 multifamily unit structure in southwest. You can see the southeast corner of Adams and Rosalind Ave. So at this point, I'd invite Kyle from the building department to go ahead and provide a staff report, please.
All right, good evening, everyone. It's good to see you all. I wasn't at the last September meeting, so this is the first time I've been at a meeting in quite some time.
Good to see you again.
So, Renee, if you could go to, I think the next slide just says the basic info, yeah. So this is for a level 1 application for 4 multifamily units. If you could go to the next slide, please. The southeast corner of Rosalind and Adams, occupying the spot of a former multifamily building that I believe was 10 units. I think on the next slide that will go into it. Yeah, so this is the previous building that was on this parcel. It was 10 units. I don't know the whole backstory behind why this is no longer there, but yeah, so 10 units, that would be a non-conforming density at this point. They can have a maximum of 4 units here, and that is what they are proposing. If you go to the next slide. So just the basic layout. We have reviewed this for setbacks. After we, assuming everything, we pass it here, building will review, we'll do concurrency review, fire, all of that. But just based on a preliminary review, we are satisfied that it meets the zoning codes, and I think building has taken a look at it, in a preliminary fashion, but we're satisfied that it will meet that. If you could go to the next slide, and this is just the building itself. A newer building. If you want to go to the next slide, and just keep going through just to kind of take a look at all the different sides. So a little bit of the details of the roof. It's going to be a musket brown, midnight bronze. If you want to go to the next slide. The exterior colors there. So we do have the applicant here. If you do have any questions, we did in our staff report, went through the criteria for the CAB and found that it does fit the character of the area. It would be a nice improvement on the building that was previously occupying that parcel. So we feel that we can comfortably recommend approval of this building by the CAB. yeah, so I don't have too much in the way of details, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know, and we can talk about it. And like I said, Mr. Dismore is here to answer any questions you guys may have.
Could you toggle to the site and setting, just so I can get maybe a little better view? I can't tell you what slide number it is, but it shows the surrounding structures. Oh, it must be further on in, or maybe it's not in this slide deck you got here.
I do have some printouts too. if
Yeah,
you,
maybe that's the case. I'm looking at it here in the package, and from what I can gather, compared to the nearby structures, it, definitely seems to be at least as good, if not better, given the elevations were provided. So yeah, I don't think it's in the digital slide deck. Okay, that's fine.
I don't think so.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate the staff report. Do any other board members have a question for Kyle?
Can you explain the nature of the drainage issue that required the big lot on the Adams Avenue side?
Yeah, we have to have retention on there.
And that,
Actually, let me just pause. Can you approach, if you're going to provide testimony, can you approach your podium and state your name for the record, sir?
John Dismore,
Thank you, Mr. Dismore.
that's retention.
I understand it's retention, but that retention couldn't have been distributed throughout the project, or,
No,
no?
no, that's the way the city wanted it done.
Okay.
I can get you more details on the retention if you'd like. That would be Alexis Miller would be the staff contact there, and I'd be happy to put you in touch with her. But currently, I'm not aware of why this would all be on the north. But as I said, it's been looked at and I think discussed a little bit. Yeah.
I'm certainly not on the planning and zoning
Yeah.
committee or council,
Yeah,
but I think they try to concentrate retention, rather, to get it voluminous rather than distribute it.
Yes,
Okay.
Just
thank you.
because,
All right.
of
Just-
anything from mosquitoes and other things and things
Yeah.
that live in the water, it's just, I can't speak for that, but are you concerned about the
Well, it
appearance?
just looks funny to me. It's
Okay.
not, I'm very symmetrical. So it just,
okay.
I guess I'm accustomed to seeing properties sit on the middle of the property or something like that. And I just worry that, let me look back at the landscaping, that there might be cars parking on it or things like that happening.
There's no cars parking on it. It can't be in the middle because the structure's in the middle.
Yeah, so the retention is going to be, I guess if we can look at I just want to make sure I understand. Can you scroll to the diagram, please?
I'm looking for my landscape.
Oh, I see, so
diagram.
it's on, so, yeah, that's north, right? So it's on the north side of the Adams? Is that where it is? It's on the side of the Adams?
Yes.
Okay.
And we mimic this. There's a fourplex about, 2 blocks over and up that we almost mimic this exactly. It's the exact same size square lot,
Right,
and we're doing the same size structure on it.
oh, right. My other concern in seeing this is beautification. I'm looking at our logo of sun, space, and sea, and there's no outside space. Like the patio is tiny and adjacent to the
Yeah,
air conditioners.
that's
And-
right.
And a lot of the houses, townhouses on that street have balconies over the garage that sort of put eyes on the street, make the residents more engaged in the community.
We weren't interested in doing that.
I'm sorry, say that again?
No, we weren't interested in having balconies on it.
Okay.
So in looking at the surrounding houses, I'm trying to see if there's balconies in the,
If you go further towards Ridgewood, on the left-hand side, there are some newer townhouses with balconies over the garages on that street. Some of the newer units on that street have balconies over the garages.
So do you think that not having a balcony on the elevation as depicted here is disharmonious with the surrounding houses?
I think this is pretty, I think it meets the letter of what the zoning asks for, but I don't think it meets the vision of the city, which is sun, space, and sea.
We got C in there, how about swimming pools? We don't have swimming pools either.
So that is my,
Okay, yeah, no,
that's-
I understand. Is this, maybe Kyle, can you explain, is this in the overlay, the so-called overlay district, the A1A overlay district, or is this outside of that?
It's
Where-
just outside of it.
I think it is outside. So the overlay district kind of provides some, additional, I don't want to say codification, but there's some architectural standards that happen when you're in the overlay district that are specific. So yeah, I understand, and I know when the overlay district, there was a bunch of community input done to create that 10+ years ago, and the city's vision was taken into account for that, and it was prescribed over a certain footprint. But
Right.
as Kyle confirmed, I understand the concern, but I think in terms of meeting the requirements for development, it's not within that overlay district. So you mentioned the air conditioning units. I missed them in the. Are they at the back of the building?
Yes.
they're in the back of the building adjacent to a covered patio. That's, I don't know, couldn't tell the dimensions of the patio.
Are you getting that from one of the diagrams here, or?
Drawing, what page are you on, do you know?
That is where they are in the back.
Okay, they'll be in the back, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted, so they'll be outside of view typically
Yeah,
of.
it's not a street view of the
Right, yep, okay,
air conditioners.
okay. Thank you for voicing that concern, Pam. Do any of the other board members have a question for the applicant?
I do. We've been seeing a lot of very contemporary color palettes coming here lately.
Right.
And there's a lot of like cream and gray, and there's a lot of brown in this front elevation, which seems maybe a bit dated. I was just wondering why you chose that color.
That is the new color now. So
Really?
I build spec houses, yeah, I
Yeah.
got 18 of them going right now. I just CO'd one today on Merritt Island. That's a $2.5 million house, and it's exact. I use these colors off of that house.
Yeah.
So brown roof, white, pretty close to white front, and then brown trim with black windows. That's what everybody's went to now.
And the black and the brown garage doors also?
Yep,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Just seems like a lot of brown. I remember that was popular like in the 80s. That's
Yeah,
come
it's the
back,
new-
yeah.
It's the new thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that
I'm a
that's-
lap- I'm a
I think
lap
that
siding
trend
guy
is
with
called
this-
farmhouse industrial.
Circling
Is it?
back around.
Okay.
industrial, okay.
I'm a
Yeah,
lap-
I mean,
Thank you.
Ma'am, I'm a lap.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
like
you
the
know more than I
pastel
do.
colors and stuff, but
Yeah.
it ain't
Yeah.
the thing anymore.
Okay.
give it another 5 or 10 years, it'll probably be the seafoam green at the old structure. Yep, okay, well, thank you for bringing that up. I do like, so you do plan to have some plantings between to separate the garages there as depicted in the
Yes.
elevation?
Yeah,
Okay.
Is there a dedicated space for garbage cans?
the garbage cans would be in the garage.
Will there be a requirement in your bylaws to
There will
house
be.
the,
Yeah, yes.
house the garbage cans in the garages?
Yes,
Yep. Thanks.
That, you know.
And it looks like, is there going to be some, did I see some exterior lighting? I can't,
Yeah, it's the long, thin, contemporary looking
like
like.
sconces there, yeah, okay. So where will those be, where would these be, like if I'm looking at the elevation?
On the side of the garage.
Okay, on the
Each
side of each garage? Okay, gotcha.
2 on each garage.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's a fairly nice feature for the structure.
Yeah, I like the lighting.
Yeah, oh, I can see him here, I can see him, I thought it was just more of a design feature, not a functional feature. Okay, any more questions for the applicant? Mr. Ismore? No? Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we approve the application here for the 4 multifamily units there at the southeast corner of Adams and Rosalind as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, so we've got a motion to approve the application. It's been seconded. Any additional questions, comments from the board members?
No, I think it's a very attractive
Thank you.
building. I think it'll be very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion passes. Good luck with your project, and thank you for being here.
Thanks for your time.
Can we just have Renee call roll very quickly? I know it's unanimous, but just for the sake of procedure.
Yes, if that's a thing, we can certainly do that.
Okay.
We can confirm with a roll call.
Yeah.
Elena Whitehead?
Here?
So it'll be 4.
Or,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
No, you're
4.
fine. Yeah, people do that all the
Glad
time.
you're still here.
Angela Trulock?
4.
Pamela Plazy?
4.
I'm sorry, Paisley. Bob Nienstadt?
4.
Randy Wasserman?
For the motion. Thank you. All right, well, that concludes our order of business. Any
is-
other information, tidbits, things coming down the pike that would be of interest to the board? Mr. Kyle?
Let's see. Not particularly, no. I think this could be a new record for our meeting. But yeah, there's,
It's on the shorter side, but I've seen shorter
okay. We didn't break
in
the
my,
record.
in my tenure.
Yeah.
No big hotel developments or other commercial
don't.
developments?
We don't have any, so actually, we have a DRC next week. One is for a similar development to this, although it's very, very preliminary. They don't even have drawings like this yet. It's on North Atlantic by sort of to the west of Washington, and that plaza with Canaveral Meats and Delis.
Oh, okay.
So it's currently zoned commercial, and I think there's a pretty nice development looking to go in there. So we have the DRC for that next week, and
So did you say that's another commercial development, or is it
no,
mixed
so
use?
it's currently zoned commercial, and
Yep.
we've gotten some calls about, people have called about a hotel there, which we don't feel necessarily fits in with that area. So it's nice to see a residential development that wants to
Okay.
come in there.
In
Yeah.
the same plaza as Canaveral?
It's to the west. It's across North Atlantic on that. It's a vacant
Oh,
piece
okay.
of land.
How
Okay.
large
Oh,
would that
okay,
be?
yeah.
How large would that be?
So I believe it's about an acre, and would be 12 units is what they're proposing currently.
Good size. Yeah.
But like I said, it's like a sketch at this point. It's very
Yep,
early
yeah,
on.
it sounds
but-
like it.
Something
Yeah.
like that years ago.
From that
Yeah.
area, yeah.
Nothing ever happened.
Yeah, I think there was a mixed use development that was
Yeah.
approved there a couple of years ago that didn't pan out.
How about the one application next to the Italian restaurant up towards the racetrack? to
Oh, the
north?
Wave Village?
Yes, is that, I see signs and there's all
I was
this
just
stuff.
talking about that today. I don't know what is happening with that. I know that DA was approved a couple of years ago now, and I haven't heard anything since I've been here, which was 2022 in July, so. I'm
Okay,
not
yeah,
sure.
I know, it's been a while since we've seen that application, and it was it's pretty extensive development with some mixed-use elements to
Yeah.
it and whatnot, and I just, I'm curious, because It used to be, I think, the applications would only be good for a year. I don't know if that's still the case or not.
Yeah, so the site plan is, the DA, I believe, is still in effect.
Okay.
But they would still have to come in and site plan and.
Okay,
all
gotcha.
that.
So, all right. Thank you for
Yeah.
that information. Appreciate it. Do I hear a motion? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, Renee brought up, there is the parcel right when you are coming in on the east side of A1A. They are proposing to do a restaurant/parking garage that has a lot of things that we need to comment on. So that's another one that's pretty early, but I think you guys will have a lot to say about that if it
Okay.
comes here.
So
But
that,
we're
you're
meeting with
talking
them.
about the north entrance
The
to
north,
the
yeah,
city?
on the north side of the city, yeah.
Yeah, is that, yeah,
Carpet Place was?
Where the, yes,
Place?
yep.
okay, yeah, Purcell's.
But they have quite a few things that we need to talk to them about, so might be a little while before you guys will see that.
Yep, yeah, it'll be interesting
Yeah.
when we do. So, thank you.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.